Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Now at 6, the Brass Mill Center in Waterbury closed and quiet tonight, but just over 24 hours ago, the sound of gunfire sent people running and screaming and hiding. 5 people were shot and are now recovering. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. The man accused of pulling the trigger went before a judge today. We have live team coverage this hour on the suspect and how this will affect businesses at the mall. We begin, though, with Jamel Johnson, who was in the courtroom when the suspect made that appearance this morning. Jamel.
Yeah, guys, I mean, as you can see right now, like Brent said, it's quiet, it's closed, the Waterbury Brass Mill Center, but 24 hours ago, state police was here, Waterbury police were here, firefighters, paramedics, and a SWAT team van was here. They came in, and what they were doing, they were investigating that shooting. They were following any leads, any breadcrumbs they could find, and that actually led them to 19-year-old Taywan Washington. He's the suspect in that shooting, and he was arraigned earlier today in Waterbury Superior Court. Police Chief Fernando Spagnolo said that Tuesday's shooting started as a conflict among people who knew each other and escalated from there.
We see this more and more when it comes to violence, especially gun violence in our community, and frankly, when I talk to my peers across the state and their communities as well. The conflict resolution skills are just lacking, and people just immediately escalate to this act of violence to resolve issues.
After police got on scene, they immediately started to connect the dots.
The shooter had left through that exterior exit of JCPenney. It exited there into this parking lot and got in a car and left.
The state alleges that Mr. Washington was seen on video, that clothes were later seized from him, which matched the clothes that were seen on the video.
Chief Spagnolo said that evidence they seized on scene and mall video footage of the shooting and aftermath led them to Washington.
We monitored him, his activities. He came with some family members. Surveillance teams were trailing him, and he came right to headquarters. They wanted to report that they were involved in an incident here at the mall.
Washington has outstanding charges for reckless driving and was out on a $25,000 bond. Washington's defense attorney argued that he had reasonable belief that his life was endangered during the alleged altercation.
The police report here indicates, Your Honor, that witnesses observed a mob of 8 to 10 people hover outside of the store that Mr. Washington was alleged to have been in. They state that this mob provoked him, screaming things like, "Come outside and let's bang it out." In blockading the entryway, Your Honor, Mr. Washington would have also had no opportunity to retreat.
While the state argued for a $3 million bond, the judge kept Washington's bond at $2 million and set his next court date for Wednesday, June 4th. Now, we are keeping an eye on those conditions of those victims. Mayor Pernaruski earlier said some of those conditions are more serious than others. 3 of those victims have been discharged. 2 of them still remain in the hospital. Mayor Pernaruski said one of them got shot in her spine, just to kind of put into perspective some of those conditions that these people are going through. But officials are saying all of them are expected to survive. All of them are expected to recover. In Waterbury, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
All right, Jamel, thank you. Let's turn things over now to Alicia Hercules, who talked to community leaders about gun violence in the city. Alicia, what do they have to say?
Tim, it was a very chaotic scene here yesterday. Both city and state police were on scene for hours and the mall was evacuated. And today, city and state officials are coming together to call for an end to gun violence.
But gun violence isn't something that we will ever accept. It is not okay to come to a mall and then find yourself a victim of gun violence. It is not okay for someone to come here to work, okay, and find themselves hiding, sheltering in place.
Ronald Higgins, the commissioner of the Connecticut Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection, was one of many city and state leaders calling for an end to gun violence. 5 people were shot at the Brass Mill Center Tuesday. Police say 19-year-old Taywan Washington opened fire in the mall after an argument with one of the victims.
There were 4 young women with the victim, and so the perpetrator, when he was called out, instead of having what would have at one time been a fist fight, but because he was armed, came out with a pistol, shot the guy he was having a problem with and the 4 women who were with him as well.
Waterbury officials say this was a one-off incident and there is no active threat to the public.
The mall is safe, the city is safe.
The shooting terrified many in the area, but Governor Ned Lamont reassured people that it's a safe place to visit.
Don't let these guys scare you. I want you back here in this mall. It's going to be open very soon. And what it means to this community to say we're back on our feet and able to get by this.
With the gunman now in custody, the incident does raise concerns for many about gun violence in the city. Congresswoman Johanna Hayes hopes the city's police department gets more funding to offer more youth programs to deter young people from gun violence.
When I saw this yesterday and began to hear the names of the victims and the shooter, these are all people that I know. These are people from this community. We have to do better.
Security here. In Waterbury, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
All right, thank you, Alicia, for that report there. Brass Mill Center was closed today, and business owners are already feeling the effects of that. As you can see on the map behind me, there are other businesses that surround the mall, and they too have been affected. Fox 61's Joe Monte talked to some business owners today.
The Brass Mill Center in Waterbury is closed Wednesday because of Tuesday's shooting, and business owners like David Dolan, owner of CNC Salon, say customers are already dropping their appointments.
I had one woman that called me up to ask me to take her off the book for Friday, that her husband was no longer going to allow her to come to the mall. It's calls of that nature that probably concern me the most.
Salon owner David Dolan says this isn't the first time there's been a shooting at the mall. He says usually businesses take a hit because people are afraid.
We serve a lot of women, we serve a lot of children. Our business, has a demographic that stretches throughout, the entire family. So things of that nature make them feel unsafe, and obviously is more of a deterrent to come into a mall for, a service.
One customer, Gloria Montero, says she can't believe what happened.
I'm not surprised if somebody says there's a shooting around, in Waterbury. That's not surprising, but when they say it's the mall, it's 5 kids, it's this, that's not normal.
She says she's shopped at the mall for decades and goes to CNC Salon. She understands why people may stop shopping at the mall. At the same time, she hopes people come back and continue to.
Especially if you're somebody that typically goes to CNC or the nail salons or, the stores here. Yeah, I understand giving it time, of course, but I would hope that they would just continue so that we don't see more things leaving Waterbury.
Montero says that even she will have the shooting on her mind anytime she enters a mall.
But probably at any mall at this point. I'm not going to just isolate it to being Waterbury because it's Waterbury, because it could happen at the Meriden Mall, it can happen at West Farms Mall, it can happen Danbury Mall, it can really happen. We know this, it can happen anywhere.
Dolan has a message for customers who are on the fence about returning to the Brass Mill Center.
What I'm going to say is, just because the next door neighbors have an argument and it escalates doesn't mean that you have to move out of your house. Don't let a couple isolated incidents, stop you from going into the mall.
Business owners say they hope people continue to shop at the mall. Customers tell me they usually feel safe there, but you should be aware of your surroundings anyway. Officials say the mall will reopen soon. At the Brass Mill Center in Waterbury, Joe Monte, Fox 61.
Thank you, Joe. Waterbury Fellowship of Christian Churches is about to host a prayer and healing service. This starts in an hour at Grace Baptist Church on Kingsbury Street. All are welcome to attend. And of course, we will be there. And we have a Fox 61 News crew. We'll show you what happened tonight at 10 and 11.
And stay up to date on the investigation into the Brass Mill Center shooting with Fox 61 Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. You can also get the latest on fox61.com and the Fox 61 app. A Harwinton man faces charges over accusations that he abused his baby daughter. Officials began looking into Matthew Syrish 2 months ago after the Department of Children and Families notified them. Police tell us Syrish was taking care of his 5-month-old and say he seriously injured the baby. Investigators also say the baby could have died if she had continued in his care. Syrish was scheduled to appear in court yesterday. He is charged with assault and risk of injury to a child. A New London man and his mother appeared in court today in connection to the 2023 death of a 17-year-old girl from Groton. The mother, Erica Cherry, still hasn't entered a plea. Her son, Nishan Cherry, pleaded not guilty 2 years ago. Now, the judge gave Erica until July 14th to enter a plea. Nishan's court appearance or court date is scheduled for 2 days later. Now, police say back in April of 2023, Nishan took Denasia Uzol to his house after a party in April. It's reported he and his mother, Erica, got into an argument with Uzol and it turned physical. When police arrived at the home, Uzol did not have a pulse. She was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Erica and Nishan Cherry were also found in the home with non-life-threatening stab wounds. The Uzol family was also in the courtroom today, and they say they are hoping for justice.
New here at 6, state police say they killed a black bear in North Canaan early this morning. The homeowners called officials just before 1 in the morning saying a bear was in their home on Green Avenue. Troopers found the bear near the front entrance and they killed it. Another bear ran off into the woods. DEEP's policy is if a bear goes into a home, then it's okay for someone to kill it.
Westport Animal Control says a coyote tried to attack a dog last night. It happened on Roseville Road near Joanne Circle at 10 p.m. A person went outside with their dog, spotted the coyote, and ran back inside as the coyote lunged at the dog. Officials are reminding you coyotes don't pose a threat to humans, but they can hurt our furry friends. Animal Control advises always keeping a lookout for your pets when you let them out. Making noise and throwing objects near coyotes will usually scare them off.
Another wild animal alert here. This one, though, a public health alert. A raccoon that attacked a dog on Elliott Street in Meriden tested positive for rabies. The dog was vaccinated, though. Health officials say rabies is a highly deadly virus that can be spread through bites, scratches, or contact with infected saliva, so you should never feed wild animals. If you have questions, contact your local health department.
And a motorcyclist is in the hospital right now after crashing yesterday afternoon in East Putnam. Police say a motorcycle and a car crashed near Providence Pike at the I-395 ramp around 4:15 p.m. The motorcyclist was flown to the hospital. They have not been identified, but we're told they're seriously hurt. We're told the driver of the car refused treatment on scene. State police are investigating the crash.